This is how Minnesota came out 4 years ago. Hillary Clinton, a narrow win. A lot of people forget about this. Just 44,000 votes in 2016. I mentioned Michigan a moment ago. I want to jump back here because this was a state that was decided by 11,000 votes. Trump beating Hillary Clinton in the Wolverine state. I mentioned Detroit down here. I want to go to Dearborn, Michigan right now. From the Biden campaign, Democratic Congresswoman Debbie Dingell is with me now. And good afternoon to you. Here we are 4 years later. I want to remind you and our viewers at home that you came on the air with me in 2016 and said, I think Trump can win this thing. What do you think now?
Hi, Bill. It's good to see you. Bad day for those of us who cheered for Michigan, but, you know, we'll keep going. It's going to be a go blue day on Tuesday. That's my prediction. But I do think I agree with him on one thing I just listened to. I don't believe the polls. The only poll that matters is the poll on Election Day. People have to go vote, and this is coming down to voter turnout, voter turnout, voter turnout. I think a lot of people didn't believe that Donald Trump could win. A lot of people in Michigan left at 90,000 people left the top of their ticket blank last time. And you don't feel that. But I do feel in certain parts of the states with certain demographics, it's tightening. The reason that Joe Biden and President Obama are here in Flint and Detroit is we need to get the people out in those cities. You can't take them for granted. And women are turning out in massive numbers, much more so than they did 4 years ago.
Some of this anecdotal evidence coming out of the Southeast, especially in Florida. How much concern do you have about the reports about Hispanic votes going for Trump and African support being soft, African-American support being soft?
Look, I don't take anything for granted. I am not one of these cheerleaders that says, you know, this is a done election. It's not going to be done. Every person that hasn't voted, that cares strongly, needs to go out and vote. I think momentum is with Joe Biden right now. I think COVID, I do agree that COVID is going to be an issue that people are going to vote on, but I do think that it's turned people's worlds upside down. Today in Michigan, we had the highest number yet. It's surging in states across the country. And people are scared. They're scared about their jobs. They're scared about what's going to happen to it. If the president had chosen to wear a mask in many places, he would have, because people listen to him, because people follow him, he would have reduced the number of people who got this and would have reduced the deaths. But when he comes into Michigan, you got to go.
No, it's okay. I got a minute left. I know the point you're driving at there, and we're going to see on Wednesday what the state of COVID is on behalf of both men. Final point here, though. What we hear from Republicans consistently is that they go in these battleground states. They see no ground game for Joe Biden. How do you feel about that?
Well, we do have a ground game now. You know, there've been millions of calls, and you know that. I think we got to figure out how we're going to measure that at some point. But I can tell you, I've had a ground game in the 12th district. I have 49,000 people that have already returned their AV ballots that did not vote in 2016. 41,000 of them are likely Democrats. We are doing doors in our targeted state legislative seats, have been doing doors since July. So the Biden campaign has now started doing paid canvases. We're in all of the targeted precincts. Okay. We do have a ground game, and we're going to deliver on Tuesday.
Do you want to give us a prediction 3 days out, Congresswoman? What happens then?
Can I give you a prediction on Monday? I'm out there listening to people. I do think Joe Biden's likely to win, but it's going to be tighter than people think right now.
Thank you for your time. We'll find out together. Maybe we'll talk on Monday, okay? Debbie Dingell, thank you. Back home in Detroit, Michigan.